I'm Kevin Klein. This is going to sound like deja vu, but it's not. Here we go again. Cost overruns for the Winnipeg police station. Not the old one. I'm talking about a Winnipeg police station that is not even built yet. They haven't even started construction. There hasn't even been a shovel put in the ground. And we're already over budget and they're asking for more money. This happened yesterday at Winnipeg City Council. I had a ton of questions because I don't support this. We want to build a North End district station, a new one, a brand new one. But we're not utilizing the district stations we have today. They're not being used like they were supposed to be used. Now you'll hear in some of my questioning, you'll hear that this process started in 2003. Sure. And when you built the district stations back in the day, we had detectives that worked for that area. We had police that were assigned to that area. We don't have that anymore. You're also going to find out, and you're going to see evidence of the shell game that I have been talking about since being elected only a few years ago. That shell game is getting worse, and it's hurting this city. Listen in on the questions.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm not going to support this because I don't believe that there's been any modifications to the building. And now that we understand the police are not using their district stations, they're not open to the public, there's no detectives housed there any longer. I'm not sure why the building is of the magnitude that it is.
Yeah, so Councillor, so we've worked closely with our client, the Winnipeg Police Service, and on the design of the building, on the needs for the police service to address policing in the North End. Unless there's a significant reduction in the footprint, that there wouldn't be, we would not be able to achieve the project budget unless there's a significant reduction in footprint.
Fair enough, and I appreciate that. So I would say, why isn't there a significant reduction in footprint given the fact that all that happens is that the shift members go there, get their uniforms, pick up their keys, weapons and such, and then they're on the street.
To that answer, Councillor, we've been working closely with the police service to determine their needs for the new building. So this is what their needs are, and this is our clients' needs for the new building. And as we've indicated, yes, the Hartford facility is past end of life. And
where are members of the police service to bear it? Like, I mean, we have to justify this bill. I get you've met with members of the police service. This is their budget. I understand all that. But again, we're responsible for the spending of taxpayers' dollars. We have very limited reserve funds. We're going further and further into debt. We have letters of credit that we've got to put out that I know we have some issues with. We've just approved another $70 million not that long ago in debt. Here we are putting $6 million more onto a police station that isn't going to function like it was supposed to when it was designed. So why can't we lower the footprint?
So I don't believe, Brent, I don't believe the police service is available for us today, but certainly all I can say, Councillor, is we've been working closely through the entire design process with the police service to identify their needs.
Can you understand my part of it? Is that you're asking me to approve $6 million?
So what I'm hearing and what I'm learning and what I'm trying to get across to my colleagues is that the cost of construction has really only increased by $3.5 million. And that construction cost is increased by $3.5 million as a guarantee by the company who will build the building. So we know it's not going to go much higher than that unless we say it's okay, because we give them the contract. But the city's asking for $6 million. And here's why. Because some of that money will be lent to the police. They'll lend $6 million to the police. And as they hand them a check, they'll say, oh, you owe us $1 million for lending you the money. Plus, we're going to take all of the interest payments, operating fees. We're going to take that out of your budget, which means less money for policing. I know everyone thinks we've put so much money into policing, and I see things online that say, oh, it's 27%. Don't fall for the lies. The reality is that we have corporate charges in there. We have rent charges in there that we pay back to ourselves. So the city gives them $30 million, for example. It's way more than that, but for example, and then we take $10 million back for rent and another $3 million back because we're in charge. administrative fees. They like to call them corporate charges. Corporate charges don't work in government. So I said, well, you know what? Here's what I said to the public service about if it only costs $3.5 million, let's do this. Take a listen.
So if it was just construction costs, it would be $3.5 million, but we're adding all kinds of other charges to make it 6. So I'm fine with a motion for 3.5 million if it's construction costs, but not for a dime more.
And councilors, just to be clear, so without the recommended budget revision, we can't award this project.
Without the 6 million, you can't afford it.
We can't award the project.
Because it's only $3.5 million more in construction costs. So the other $2.5 million that's going to, part of it back to us.
Well, it's contingency, right?
But part of it comes back to us. And if it's contingency, they can come back where they can find ways to cut. Is my question, not just approve $6 million.
Yeah, once we're under contract, to revise the contract with the builder, you don't get dollar for dollar when you reduce costs.
We could reduce it by $1 million and not pay the corporate fee.
We'd have to go redesign the project.
Why? It's just going back to the city.
So, Councillor, I'm just saying that those are the council policies in terms of the financing overhead charges for the project. So, and as part of accounting rules, we have to capitalize some of the debt costs within the first within the project costs. So,
no, they wouldn't even do it. So I thought council was in charge of the public service. We need strong leadership at City Hall because council is supposed to be directing the public service. But we have such weak government right now that the public service runs council. I mean, we can't let that continue. We can't let the same old government continue to go for 4 years. What happened in the end? I thought I explained my case. They're not using the building anymore. At any given time, there's probably, even if I'm being really generous, 10 people in a 30,000 square foot building 95% of the time? 10 people. 30,000 square foot building. $30 million price tag of your cash that we're putting on the backs of your grandchildren. And some of it is only going back to the city to go into an account that I don't know about, you don't know about. So how did my colleagues vote? They passed it. I was the only one who voted no.